Have you ever wondered what helps people live longer, healthier, and more fulfilling lives as they grow older? The wisdom of our elders has guided many through life's ups and downs. And today, we're diving deep into 9 harsh but precious tips that could change how you approach aging. From maintaining a healthy lifestyle to embracing personal growth, these timeless pieces of advice are more important than ever. Stick with us until the end, because these insights aren't just about longevity. They're about living a rich, meaningful life regardless of age. Before we begin, I would appreciate it if you like this video. You can help me continue to spread the old age lesson. If you still need to subscribe, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you can see all the videos. If you like this video, please comment number 1. If you don't like it, comment number 0 to let me know, so I can make a better video for you. Now let's get started. 1. Trust wisely and protect your peace. As we journey through the many stages of life, trust is one of the most essential pillars on which relationships are built. It's the foundation upon which we lean, from friendships formed in youth to bonds that carry us into our golden years. Yet, as we age, trust takes on an even deeper, more fragile significance. It shifts from being simply a bond between individuals to a crucial safeguard for our emotional and mental well-being. In these later years, trust becomes something to be managed carefully, not as a restriction but as a form of self-preservation. The older we grow, the more we crave meaningful connections, even as the chances increase of encountering people whose intentions may not fully align with our best interests. Loneliness can settle in more frequently during this stage, whispering to us that any companionship is better than none at all. The ache for a listening ear, for someone to fill the quiet spaces in our days, becomes familiar. And while this yearning for connection is entirely natural, it can make us more vulnerable to individuals who may not have our happiness at heart. Not everyone who enters our life comes with pure motives. Some may see our openness and kindness as an entry point, an opportunity to take rather than to give. Often, they can sense when we feel isolated or eager to connect and use this knowledge to their advantage. Perhaps they approach with a friendly smile or offer comforting words that feel genuine and sincere. Yet beneath this friendly exterior, there may be motives far removed from true friendship or support. Maybe you've encountered such people, those who always seem to show up during your toughest moments, offering support or companionship, only to vanish as soon as things start to improve for you. They thrive on your vulnerability, finding satisfaction in the role they play when you're down, but disappear once you regain your strength. Such relationships can be emotionally draining, leaving you questioning your worth or feeling empty. Perhaps they take from you financially, taking advantage of your generosity, or emotionally, feeding on your kindness without reciprocating. Recognizing these patterns can be heartbreaking. You may find yourself wondering why someone would take advantage of your kindness, or why it can feel so challenging to find connections that are truly reciprocal. But here is an essential truth. This isn't about losing faith in humanity, nor is it a sign to become closed off. Instead, it's about learning to trust with wisdom and discernment. Trust, like any precious resource, should be given thoughtfully and not handed over indiscriminately. Protecting your peace means nurturing a healthy sense of self-preservation, listening to your instincts, and observing the actions of those around you. Those who genuinely value you will never pressure you or take advantage of your generosity. Instead, they'll respect your boundaries and uplift you without expecting anything in return. These are the people who will stand beside you not because they seek something from you but because they genuinely care for and appreciate who you are. They bring light into your life rather than draining it from you. To trust wisely, you must also master the art of setting boundaries. Learning to say no when something doesn't feel right isn't selfish. It's an act of profound self-respect. Boundaries aren't walls meant to isolate. They're gates that you control, allowing in only those who bring positivity and enrichment into your life. These boundaries help protect what's most sacred to you: your peace, dignity, and sense of self-worth. Imagine the peace that comes from surrounding yourself with people who genuinely lift you, who bring comfort and joy, rather than adding weight to your life. This kind of peace is invaluable, and it starts with choosing to trust wisely. The years ahead are far too precious to be spent with people who don't see your true value. Although the world may not always seem kind, there are still those who will cherish and honor your presence. By trusting with care and protecting your peace, you open up the space for these meaningful, authentic connections to flourish. This decision to trust selectively is not just a gift you give yourself. It's a gift you give to those who genuinely love and value you for who you are. 2. Stop living to please others. For much of our lives, We are conditioned to gauge our value by how much we do for others. We are taught to measure our worth by the sacrifices we make, the support we offer, and the love we give. For years, and often decades, we dedicate ourselves to the care of family, friends, and loved ones. We put their needs, their happiness, and their well-being ahead of our own, thinking that this is the selfless way to live. While caring for others is undeniably noble and reflects a heart full of love, it can also become a trap that gradually drains us, leaving us feeling empty and unfulfilled. As you enter the later years of your life, it's time to take a step back and ask yourself a profound question. Have I earned the right to care for myself? The answer is unequivocal. Yes, you have. This stage of life is not about endless self-sacrifice. It's about reclaiming the time, energy, and attention you've given so freely to others and redirecting it toward your happiness and well-being. It's time to nurture yourself in the same way you have always nurtured those around you. The pressure to please others doesn't simply disappear with age. It can often intensify. Family, in particular, can place subtle yet heavy expectations on you. Perhaps you feel obligated to always be there to support your children, grandchildren, or other loved ones, even if it means sacrificing your dreams, health, or personal time. But here's the undeniable truth. Love is not about erasing yourself to serve others. You can deeply love and care for the people in your life while still honoring your own needs and desires. It is not only possible, it is essential for your well-being. Imagine, just for a moment, waking up each day with the freedom to choose yourself. Picture yourself pursuing the passions, hobbies, or dreams that you put on hold for years, perhaps even decades. The activities and interests that once brought you joy but were set aside for the sake of others. This is not an act of selfishness. Rather, it is an act of self-preservation and self-care. You've spent a lifetime giving, nurturing, and supporting those you love. Now, it's time to give that same love and care to yourself. You have earned the right to receive the joy, rest, and fulfillment that you've freely given away for so long. The people who truly love you will understand and support this shift. They will celebrate your newfound freedom and encourage you to explore your happiness. If they don't, it speaks more to their struggles or misunderstandings than it does to your value. Remember that your worth is not defined by how much you give to others but by who you are at your core. If you are still watching this video and finding these lessons useful, please comment number 1 below to let me know that you are still watching this video with me. Thank you for your valuable time. 3. Distance yourself from toxic relationships. Family is often seen as the cornerstone of our lives, a foundation of unconditional love, support, and belonging. It's where we seek refuge, understanding, and reassurance when life feels overwhelming. But what happens when the very people we turn to for comfort are the ones who, knowingly or unknowingly, inflict harm upon us? This is a painful truth that can be hard to acknowledge, but sometimes those who are closest to us, those we've shared years, memories, and experiences with, can also be the ones who hurt us the most. Perhaps you found yourself in this situation, a child who speaks to you with disrespect, dismissing your authority and disregarding your feelings, a sibling whose words sting with sharp criticism, cutting deeper than they should, or a spouse whose cold indifference leaves you feeling invisible, unworthy, and unseen. These wounds are often invisible to the outside world, buried beneath the weight of unspoken hurt, shame, and a sense of obligation. Society tells us that family bonds are sacred, that loyalty to blood is paramount, and that we should bear these burdens in silence. We are conditioned to believe that these relationships are unbreakable and that enduring the pain is part of what it means to be family. And so, we endure. We swallow the bitterness, make excuses for their actions, and tell ourselves it's just the way things are supposed to be. But here's a reality you need to embrace. Family bonds should never come at the cost of your peace of mind, your mental health, or your self-worth. A relationship, no matter how deeply rooted in shared history or blood ties, is not sacred if it depletes your spirit and leaves you emotionally drained. Aging, with its slow but steady passage of time, brings clarity. It makes us realize that time is precious and finite, and that every day spent surrounded by toxicity is a day stolen from the joy, serenity, and fulfillment you truly deserve. Choosing to distance yourself from harmful relationships, no matter how difficult or painful, is not an act of betrayal. It is an act of profound self-love and preservation. This decision doesn't mean you stop caring for these individuals, or that you abandon the values of compassion, kindness, or loyalty that define who you are. It means recognizing that true love and respect cannot thrive in an environment filled with constant negativity, manipulation, or pain. It means acknowledging that setting boundaries, no matter how uncomfortable it may feel, is a necessary step toward healing and protecting your emotional well-being. It means having the strength to walk away from relationships you once thought were unshakable, relationships you believed were built to last forever. Imagine the sense of freedom that comes with stepping away from these negative dynamics. The weight that lifts from your shoulders when you no longer feel obligated to endure words or actions that diminish you, make you feel small or unappreciated. By creating space between yourself and those who consistently harm you, you are opening the door to healthier, more nurturing relationships. You make room for people who genuinely respect and uplift you, whose love is a source of encouragement, not a burden. This decision is not easy. It may come with moments of doubt, grief, or a sense of loss. You may question whether you're doing the right thing, whether you're being too harsh or selfish. But remember this: your happiness matters. Your mental and emotional well-being are worth protecting, and you deserve to be surrounded by peace and positivity. The people who truly love you, those who care about your happiness and growth, will understand and respect your need for boundaries and peace. If they don't, perhaps they were never meant to be in your life's closest circle to begin with. As you move forward, allow yourself the grace to prioritize your own needs. Let go of the guilt that comes with choosing your happiness. Embrace the possibility of a life free from the weight of toxic relationships. Recognize that every moment is valuable and should be spent surrounded by those who bring you joy, respect, and love. Because at this stage in your life, you deserve to live each day with the freedom to choose peace and positivity, without the shadow of negativity looming over you. 4. Stop waiting for recognition. There is a quiet ache that resides in the hearts of many who have spent their lives selflessly giving. An ache born from the deep, unspoken hope that one day, their sacrifices will be seen and valued. Perhaps you've experienced it. The longing for a heartfelt thank you from your children. The quiet wish that someone will acknowledge all the times you've put their needs before your own, or the yearning for someone to see the countless hours and invisible acts of service you've given without asking for anything in return. The ache stems from a deep desire for recognition, and it's a yearning that feels universal in its weight. This hope is inherently human, and it's rooted in the desire for our efforts to matter. We want to feel that the love we've poured into others, whether through our family, work, or community, has made a difference, and that our sacrifices have not gone unnoticed. But as much as this hope is natural, it can also become an overwhelming burden. The truth, however, is that recognition doesn't always come in the ways we expect. People, even those closest to us, can be forgetful, distracted, or unaware of the profound depth of our sacrifices. They may be caught up in their own lives, unable to see everything we've given. And when we wait, yearning for acknowledgement that may never arrive, it can leave us feeling unseen, unappreciated, and sometimes even resentful. However, here's something powerful to remember. The value of your sacrifices remains intact, even if no one else recognizes them. The love, the effort, the care you have poured into your family, your work, your community. These were real, deeply meaningful actions. They shaped lives, they provided comfort, and they made the world a better place in ways that no one can take away. And while the recognition from others may be fleeting or never come at all, the impact of what you've done remains. Instead of continuing to wait for external validation, try turning inward and recognizing your contributions. Reflect on the countless late nights, the difficult decisions, and the moments when you gave without hesitation, without expecting anything in return. Acknowledge the courage it took to keep going, even when it felt as though your efforts were invisible, perhaps even unnoticed. Let yourself feel a quiet sense of pride in knowing that you acted with integrity and love, regardless of who was watching or not watching. When you can release the need for others to validate your contributions, you free yourself from the burden of unmet expectations. You take back control over your happiness and peace of mind. Instead of waiting for someone else to affirm your worth, you shift the focus to what you know to be true, that your efforts matter, that they were made with love and purpose, and that you are enough. You are enough, not because someone else has noticed, but because you know the truth of your heart. This isn't to say that gratitude and acknowledgement from others aren't important. They are. But it's about understanding that your worth isn't dependent on someone else's ability to express it. Imagine the freedom and peace that comes from releasing the need for external recognition. Picture a life where you no longer replay past sacrifices in your mind, wondering why they went unnoticed, or searching for acknowledgement that may never come. Instead, you embrace the present with a lightness of spirit, knowing that you don't need anyone else's acknowledgement to feel whole and at peace with yourself. Letting go of the need for recognition doesn't mean you stop giving, stop caring, or stop loving. It simply means that you give from a place of abundance, rather than a place of need. You give because it's in your nature. After all, your generosity flows from a wellspring of love and compassion. You honor your efforts, finding fulfillment not in the praise of others, but in the quiet satisfaction of knowing you've lived a life of generosity and love. At this stage in life, your energy is precious. It's too valuable to waste waiting for recognition that may never come. Instead, invest your energy in what truly matters. Living fully, loving freely, and finding joy in the simple truth that you've done your best. Your best is more than enough. It is more than enough to fill your heart with peace and gratitude, regardless of whether or not anyone else notices. And that is where true fulfillment lies. 5. Don't use your age as an excuse not to change. There's a pervasive belief that with age comes limitation, that after a certain point, the opportunity for growth, transformation, and change has passed. Society often whispers, "This is who you are now, and this is where your journey ends." It encourages you to accept your past as the final chapter and to stop striving for something more. But this voice is wrong. The truth is, as long as you are still drawing breath, your story is far from finished, and every new day brings a fresh opportunity to embrace transformation. It can be easy to lean on age as an excuse. When confronted with new challenges, opportunities, or dreams, it's tempting to say, "I'm too old for this." Maybe you've told yourself that learning a new skill, pursuing a new passion, or breaking an old habit is something that only younger people can do. You might have convinced yourself that change belongs to the young, and that your time for self-improvement has passed. But deep within you, there's likely a quieter, softer voice, one that dares to ask, what if it's not too late? What if there's more waiting for me? That voice is the one that deserves to be heard because, in reality, age is not a roadblock to change. Instead, it can be the very foundation on which your growth is built. If you are still watching this video and finding these lessons useful, please comment number 2 below to let me know that you are still watching this video with me. Thank you for your valuable time. Consider this. With age comes a wealth of wisdom, resilience, and life experience that younger individuals simply don't have. You've faced countless challenges, and with each one, you've grown stronger. You've learned patience and empathy, and you now have a deeper understanding of what truly matters in life. These aren't limitations, they're invaluable tools. They give you a depth of perspective and a level of emotional strength that equips you to face new endeavors with confidence. You are in a unique position to grow in ways that younger people, still figuring out life's lessons, may not even be able to imagine. Now, picture yourself stepping into something new. Learning a skill you've always dreamed of mastering, exploring a destination you've longed to visit, or gaining a perspective that completely shifts the way you see the world. Think about the pride you'd feel in breaking free from long-held habits or beliefs that no longer serve you, or the excitement of discovering a side of yourself that's been hidden for years. None of this is out of reach. The only thing standing in your way is the belief that it's too late, or that age has limited your potential. Change is not about erasing who you've been. It's about building upon the person you've already become, using the lessons, the wisdom, and the courage you've gained over the years to propel you into new adventures. Yes, there may be discomfort in the process. Yes, you might feel afraid of stepping into the unknown. But growth has always demanded courage, and you have far more of that than you may realize. So, let go of the myth that age restricts your possibilities. Instead, let it be the fuel for your determination to live boldly, embrace the challenges ahead, and continue evolving into the person you are meant to be. The story isn't over as long as you're alive. And every day that you choose to embrace change, you write a new chapter in the book of your life. One that is filled with endless possibilities and exciting transformations. 6. Don't cling to the past. Memories have a unique way of surrounding us, like a warm embrace, offering comfort and familiarity. They remind us of moments when life felt simpler, more joyful, or even magical. As we grow older, it's only natural to find ourselves revisiting those memories, holding them close as though they were treasures we can't bear to let go. These recollections can be a source of great nostalgia, a reminder of times that once were and perhaps seemed better than the present. But therein lies the danger, when memories become a refuge where we hide from the present, and they begin to take up too much space in our hearts. How often do we find ourselves thinking, back in my day, things were better, or longing for a time when life seemed more fulfilling, more carefree. Nostalgia, while comforting, can quickly turn into a trap. It can create a sense of longing for a past that may no longer be attainable. In these moments, we may start to believe that our best days are behind us and that the happiness we once experienced is something we've lost forever. But the truth is, life is still unfolding, with endless opportunities waiting to be embraced. The past is important. It shaped who we are, but it is only a part of our story. It doesn't have to be the story that defines our future. By holding too tightly to what was, we may miss the beauty and possibilities that are all around us right now. The present may not resemble the past. It might not have the same people, places, or the same kind of magic that once filled your days, but it still holds its kind of wonder, if we are open to seeing it. Imagine waking up each day with a fresh sense of curiosity, asking yourself, what new joys might today bring? Picture yourself finding delight in the simple, often overlooked moments. The sound of birds chirping outside your window, the warmth of a conversation with a loved one, or the gentle touch of the sun on your skin. These are the moments that make life rich and meaningful, and they are waiting for you right now. The past can serve as a gentle reminder of where you've been, but don't let it bind you. Release the notion that the best times are behind you. Open your heart and mind to the possibilities that await. Life is far from over. It's still unfolding, with new chapters yet to be written, and it's calling you to be a part of them. The future is not something to fear, but something to step into with open arms, ready to experience its full wonder. 7. Practice moderation in all pleasures. Life is filled with pleasures, both big and small, that enhance our experience and provide moments of joy throughout our days. Whether it's the warmth of a beloved meal, the calming ritual of a familiar routine, or the fleeting joy of a shared laugh with a friend, these pleasures are what color our lives and give them meaning. They provide a sense of comfort and satisfaction that makes life richer and more enjoyable. However, there is a delicate balance between enjoying these pleasures and allowing them to overtake us. While indulging in life's pleasures is a natural and essential part of the human experience, the problem arises when these pleasures shift from occasional delights to habitual cravings, or worse, compulsions. What was once a satisfying experience can, over time, lose its appeal and begin to drain our energy instead of replenishing it. This shift often happens gradually, and before we realize it, we may find ourselves relying on certain comforts, be it food, television, or physical indulgences, more frequently, as a way of filling emotional voids or avoiding uncomfortable feelings. Perhaps you've experienced this in your own life. The growing need for certain distractions to help you cope with feelings of loneliness, boredom, or deeper emotional turmoil. It's easy to fall into patterns where we seek comfort in habits that seem harmless at first but, when overused, become crutches that prevent us from confronting more challenging aspects of our lives. These habits, while not inherently harmful in moderation, can subtly shift from sources of pleasure to ways of numbing ourselves from what lies beneath the surface. The true key to a fulfilling and balanced life lies in moderation, the practice of enjoying pleasures without allowing them to dominate or define us. Moderation allows us to engage with life's joys in a way that doesn't diminish their impact. It creates space for a life that's not only filled with fleeting indulgences but also with deeper, more enduring forms of fulfillment. Meaningful connections with others, the pursuit of passions, and moments of mindful presence. Imagine the satisfaction of a day spent exploring new hobbies or interests, connecting with loved ones in meaningful ways, or simply being present in the beauty of the world around you. These moments don't just fill your time, they nourish your spirit in a way that no quick fix ever could. They offer a sense of fulfillment that reaches beyond the moment and resonates deeply within, reminding you of the richness and complexity of life. In these moments, you become attuned to the underlying beauty of existence and the joy that comes from fully engaging with it. This isn't a call to deprive yourself or restrict your enjoyment. It is, instead, an invitation to choose wisely, to recognize that your time, energy, and attention are precious resources that deserve to be invested in what truly matters. By practicing moderation, you open yourself up to experiencing pleasures more fully. You can savor them without losing sight of what brings you lasting satisfaction, growth, and inner peace. So, take a moment to reflect on your habits and behaviors. Step back from those patterns that no longer serve you or contribute to your well-being. Seek out the joys that enrich not only your body but your mind and soul as well. Remember, life's truest pleasures often come in the simplest forms: a quiet walk in nature, a heart-to-heart conversation with a friend, or the quiet contentment that comes with living intentionally and fully. These moments remind us that true joy lies in moderation, in balance, and in the ability to savor the beauty of life as it is. If you are still watching this video and finding these lessons useful, please comment number 3 below to let me know that you are still watching this video with me. Thank you for your valuable time. 8. Embrace gratitude and find joy in simplicity. Gratitude is one of life's most powerful yet often overlooked gifts, a quiet force that can transform your outlook and enrich your experience of the world around you. It is a gentle shift in perspective that, when fully embraced, has the potential to change everything. However, in the hustle and bustle of daily life, it's easy to overlook the abundance of blessings that surround us, taking them for granted or letting them slip by unnoticed. This becomes even more apparent as we age. With each passing year, the significance of gratitude only grows, and it becomes an essential tool for navigating life's journey. Gratitude becomes your internal compass, quietly guiding you toward a place of inner peace, even when the world feels uncertain or life presents its challenges. Imagine waking up each morning and consciously acknowledging the simple pleasures that fill your day. Moments that may seem small but hold immeasurable significance. The warmth of the sun gently kissing your skin as it rises, the melody of birds greeting the dawn outside your window, or the soothing comfort of a routine that grounds you. These seemingly mundane details hold within them a profound beauty that often goes unnoticed in the rush of life. Gratitude has a special way of unveiling them, allowing you to see that even in life's imperfections, there is an abundance of gifts to be found. This practice of gratitude doesn't imply that you should ignore or suppress the hardships of life. Aging, in particular, can bring with it several challenges. The pain of loss, the decline of physical abilities, or the feeling of being disconnected from a world that seems to move ever faster. But what gratitude offers is not an escape from these realities. It invites you to sit alongside them. It exists in harmony with life's complexities, helping you to focus on the things that endure, the things that remain despite everything else. By embracing gratitude, you shift your attention away from what you've lost and place it on what you still have. You begin to cherish the richness of life as it is now, rather than longing for something that once was. Finding joy in simplicity doesn't suggest that you settle for less or lower your standards. Rather, it encourages you to appreciate the richness of what is already within your reach. Think of the quiet satisfaction found in a heartfelt conversation with an old friend, the fulfillment that comes from creating something beautiful with your hands, or the peace that settles in as you watch the changing seasons unfold. These moments are not mere distractions from life's struggles. They are life in its most authentic and pure form, offering you glimpses of beauty that are often more profound than any material possession. Gratitude, too, strengthens your relationships with those around you. By expressing sincere thanks, you create deeper bonds and foster a sense of community and mutual appreciation. A simple, heartfelt thank you can transform an ordinary moment into one of profound connection, leaving an imprint on the heart that lingers long after the words have been spoken. In this way, gratitude helps weave a fabric of kindness and warmth that ties you to others in meaningful ways. At this stage of life, you are invited to slow down and savor the moments that truly matter. The moments that bring peace, purpose, and a quiet joy that is all your own. By choosing gratitude, you create an abundance that no material wealth could ever provide. You remind yourself that every day is precious, every moment a gift, and that life, even in its simplicity, is rich with meaning. In embracing this truth, you cultivate a life that overflows with peace, purpose, and quiet joy, one that can weather the storms of life with grace and gratitude. 9. Invest in relationships that matter. As you pause to reflect on your journey, it's often the relationships you've cultivated that stand out most vividly. The bonds with people who have walked alongside you through moments of victory, deep sorrow, and the everyday rhythm of life are the very threads that give texture and meaning to your personal story. These connections, built over time, are what make life rich and worthwhile. However, not all relationships are created equal. As the years pass, it becomes increasingly vital to focus your energy and attention on the connections that truly matter. Those that bring depth, positivity, and genuine value into your life. Time is precious and finite, and so is your energy. To spend it wisely, invest it in relationships that uplift, inspire, and offer the support you deserve. This is not about fulfilling a sense of duty or obligation. It's about choosing to nurture those bonds that bring you joy, comfort, and a deep sense of understanding. It's about surrounding yourself with those who bring out the best in you. Not because you have to, but because you want to. Think for a moment about the people who brighten your days. It could be a close friend who understands you without the need for words, a family member who always shows up with warmth, or a colleague who respects your time and listens to your thoughts. These are the relationships that are worth prioritizing. They are the ones that leave you feeling seen, heard, and appreciated, those that make you feel like you matter, just as much as you make them feel valued. If you are still watching this video and finding these lessons useful, please comment number 4 below to let me know that you are still watching this video with me. Thank you for your valuable time. At the same time, it's equally important to recognize when it's time to let go of relationships that no longer contribute to your growth or well-being. Some bonds may have simply drifted apart over time, not because of any intentional harm, but because life has taken you down different paths. Other connections might feel increasingly one-sided, leaving you emotionally depleted rather than nourished. Letting go of these relationships is not an act of malice, but rather an act of self-respect and care. By releasing what no longer serves you, you create room in your life for the people and experiences that bring positivity, growth, and a renewed sense of purpose. This phase of life presents a wonderful opportunity to cultivate new relationships. While loneliness can sometimes feel like an insurmountable weight, reaching out to others, whether through community groups, hobbies, or volunteer work, can open the door to meaningful friendships. It's never too late to find people who share your values, spark your curiosity, and offer fresh perspectives. These new connections can bring joy, laughter, and wisdom into your life, adding richness to your experiences and expanding your circle in ways you never imagined. Above all, remember that the quality of your relationships far outweighs their quantity. A few deeply connected, meaningful friendships can nourish your soul in ways that dozens of superficial acquaintances never could. Prioritize those who show up for you in genuine ways, who celebrate your successes, who stand by you in times of need, and who make your life feel fuller simply by being present. These are the relationships that are worth your time, energy, and attention. Investing in relationships that matter is ultimately an act of honoring yourself and your time. It's a reminder that you are worthy of love, respect, and companionship that is real and reciprocal. When you invest in relationships that truly nourish you, you create a life that is surrounded by warmth, understanding, and deep connection. These are the kinds of bonds that transform ordinary moments into extraordinary memories, and these are the relationships that make life more beautiful. Embrace the life you deserve. Aging is often seen as a time of slowing down, but it doesn't have to be. It's a time of clarity, of shedding what no longer serves you and embracing what truly matters. It's an opportunity to live authentically, to nurture yourself as much as you've nurtured others, and to find joy in simplicity and connection. You no longer have to chase external validation or force connections that drain you. This is your time to step into a life that is true to who you are, filled with people who bring out the best in you. The truths shared here may not always be easy to accept, but they hold the potential to transform the years ahead into some of the most fulfilling of your life. By learning to trust wisely, prioritizing your happiness, distancing yourself from negativity, and letting go of the need for constant external approval, you free yourself from burdens that have long held you back. Now is the time to reclaim your life and focus on relationships that support you, experiences that excite you, and moments that bring you peace. This is not about what you've left behind, but about what still lies ahead, a future full of potential, purpose, and love. Each new day is a gift, and you have the wisdom, strength, and resilience to make the most of it. Embrace these truths not as harsh realities, but as empowering principles that will guide you toward a life of dignity, joy, and freedom. You've earned this time, and now it's yours to live fully and unapologetically. The best chapters of your story are still waiting to be written, and you have the power to make them magnificent. So, what have you learned so far from these powerful tips shared by our elders? Aging may come with its challenges, but with the right mindset and these valuable lessons, we can truly live life to its fullest. Take a moment to reflect on one key takeaway from this video that you plan to put into practice in your own life. I'd love to hear from you. Share your thoughts and what you'll bring into action below in the comments. If you like this video, please leave your comment below, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Your support helps us create more content to inspire and empower others just like you. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.